This is Fox 9 News at 6:30.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. We're starting this half hour with Hurricane Milton. Those winds have dropped ever so slightly, but this is still a dangerous storm. It is now hours away from landfall. Now, this is now a Category 3 hurricane. This is live radar that you're looking at right now. This storm spreads more than 300 miles across. The eye is now just 25 miles wide. Sustained winds now near that eye are 125 miles an hour. And this is where our team coverage all picks up here. Our Chelsea Torres is in Lakeland, Florida, just on the edge of the evacuation zone. First, though, I want to bring in Jennifer McDermott. And Jennifer, this storm has not even hit land yet, and it's already generating a massive outbreaks of tornadoes up and down the Florida coast.
Over 130 tornado warnings so far today. Over 20 reports of tornadoes so far today. So this is not just a hurricane. This is flooding. This is tornadic. This is a whole bunch of stuff, unfortunately, that Florida is now dealing with. So here's the eye wall just off the coast, just off of areas to the south of Tampa. And once the center of the center reaches land, that's when we have landfall, and that's when we can determine where exactly the location of where it reached landfall. However, it is moving up towards the north and east, so Sarasota is looking more and more like the spot of where that hurricane will be making landfall. Now, taking a look further up towards the north of it, where we have these bands of red and orange, that's where the heaviest of the rain is. That's also where the strongest of the winds are at the moment. Currently, Category 3 sustained wind gusts possibly up to 120 miles an hour on the north side of this eye wall. And areas down towards Sarasota, Fort Myers, still very strong winds, and that's where our storm surge is going to be very high and unfortunately perhaps could be deadly. So it's tropical storm warnings in that orange shade, bordering the areas in the hurricane warning, and that spans from the west side of Florida over towards the east side, the Atlantic side. And this is because this hurricane is so large and it's moving over Florida that on the back or on the front side of this hurricane, the winds are bringing in storm surge on the east side of Florida. Now, taking a closer look in, if this were to make landfall near Sarasota, areas to the south may have storm surge of 9 to 13 feet. Locations to the north of it, 6 to 9 feet. And on top of that, there is an extreme wind warning for areas in that purple shade, and that mainly includes the entire Tampa Bay area. That's where the strongest of the wind gusts are right now. Sarasota, 59-mile-an-hour wind gusts. St. Petersburg, 66-mile-an-hour wind gusts right now. But where you see these lines that are congealed a little tighter, that is where the strongest of the winds currently are. And so as this makes landfall, we can be expecting these wind gusts to unfortunately only get stronger. Tim, coming up, we'll take a look at the track of this hurricane, and we'll also take a look at our local 7-day forecast. All
right, sounds good, Jennifer. And it's one thing to talk about that storm from here. It's another thing to see it from there. Our Chelsea Torres is in Lakeland, Florida tonight. This is about 40 miles east of Tampa. And Chelsea, you're a ways inland here, but you are still under a hurricane warning there tonight, and the storm is already picking up, isn't it?
Absolutely, Tim. Not only that, but you guys talked about those tornado watches. There's also flash flooding watches that's happening here in this area. Right now, this wind is really starting to come in strong. The rain is coming in sideways, and I'm fortunate where I'm not in an area where I feel it hitting me. Just like in Helene, it's almost the same, where you have the ebb and flow of that wind and rain, and will smack you in the face. That's how hard that it's really coming in right now. Here in this area, we've been told that Milton will bring catastrophic damage. So many areas have had mandatory evacuations. Here in this county that I'm at, they do not have a mandatory evacuation, but they did encourage people to stay off the roads by noon today. They also told them if you're in a mobile home or if you are in a low-lying area, a flood-prone area, you need to find shelter somewhere else to be tonight. Here, just in this county, there's 20 shelters. Throughout the entire state, there's 150 shelters, and there's tens of thousands thousands of people that are staying in those shelters as we speak, just waiting out Milton. Lakeland is on a major corridor from Tampa to Orlando, so a lot of people were on the roadways these past few days trying to evacuate from the Tampa Bay area. I actually met a woman earlier today who's from Clearwater Beach. She's lived there for years. She said this was the first time she really evacuated, but she originally had prepped her home. She was going to ride out the entire storm, and she told me the only reason why she left was because a friend told her, "You need to get out of there, just come stay with me."
Even though I'm not a non-evacuated Zone D, no flooded area, but it's everything that I hear on the news, it's that it's going to be really a bad one. So I'm glad that I find a way to get out of there.
Over 300,000 people are without power as of right now. I should say households are without power. So we know that the governor has already said there's going to be 50,000 linemen that are on standby. FEMA says they have over 1,000 people on the ground. They've already been helping because of Helene, and they'll have more on standby for any search and rescue efforts. Tim?
Chelsea, you talked about the people who have evacuated already, those emergency shelters there. It's kind of too late, but one of the big factors in this during the past 24 hours is evacuees not being able to find gasoline. What's the situation there in Lakeland?
Tim, I can tell you, driving around yesterday, a lot of gas stations started to run out. You'd pull up to one, and it was completely out of unleaded or any of the premium gas. Maybe all they had was diesel. There's a gas station right across from where I'm staying right now, and all morning they had long lines, but then they eventually ran out of gas about 5 p.m. They only had diesel, and then as of this morning, they had to put caution tape around all of their gas pumps because they're completely out. And you'd see people driving around looking for gas. One man asked me this morning, where can I find gas? And I said the best option that I know of is to look on Gas Buddy to see where you can find. So many areas from the Tampa Bay area up until here, about 50% of these gas stations were completely out of gas. The governor did say they were sending out millions of fuel down to the area, but the last I heard, it was dependent on those gas stations to ask for those refuel options. However, Tim, officials were telling people that they needed to have all of their preparations done by last night.
Yeah, all the more reasons why this evacuation is so complicated. Thanks, Chelsea. Chelsea Torres coming to us from Lakeland, Florida tonight. Meantime,